Hey loves, how you doing? Now that we are talking about destiny helpers and destiny connectors and God showing up as people in our lives, then we have to talk about just because somebody is your destiny helper and destiny connector, it doesn't mean that they are Christians. God will use everyone and anyone from wherever He wants to use to bless you. God can use a thief to bless you. God can use a non-believer to bless you. God can use an idol worshiper to bless you. Isaiah chapter 60 talks about the wealth of the nations, the wealth of the Gentiles coming to you. Your gates being opened, that the wealth of the nations, let's use the wealth of the Gentiles, would be flowing in and out, not out, in of Israel. So when you think about destiny helpers, have an open mind that these are not technically people who are blessed. Sometimes, hey, sometimes wealth will come to you as a child of God from places that are not so good. And when I'm talking about this, think about Abraham being given cattle and sheep from the kings who wanted to marry his wife. When they discovered that they already married, they were chasing them away and giving them goats and sheep. I don't know the reason why, but go out. But more wealth to Abraham. Think of Jacob in Laban's household. Yeah, this guy wanted to trick Jacob and keep Jacob there forever. But Jacob ended up coming out of Laban's household with cattle and sheep. Like, he was blessed. And because of his blessing, the wealth of Laban was also multiplying. But vile alifunguka macho, he was like, even I need, when I get out of this, I have to have my thing. So even Jacob, when Jacob went to Laban's household, he didn't carry anything. Remember, he was running away. So when he came out of that household, he had his wealth. Think of the spies that went to spy on Canaan. Who helped them? It was a prostitute. Without that prostitute, I don't know whether they would have had a place to hide, but it was a prostitute that hid the Israelite spies when they were in Canaan to spy. Oh, in Jericho to spy. Think of Joseph in the household of Potiphar. Like Potiphar, so a hardworking guy out in the field, he was promoted. And then think of also Joseph and Pharaoh. Where did Joseph's wealth come from? Who promoted Joseph? Was he a Christian? No. Think of Queen Esther. Oh, Queen Esther. Sometimes we wish we could be like Queen Esther. Who was she married to? Was he a Christian man? But because she had a purpose, she had to be in that household for her to fulfill the purpose. It's changing the destiny and saving the children of Israel. So yeah, think of Nehemiah. Nehemiah was a cupbearer to a Babylonian king. But when he was given the burden of Jerusalem and the wall of Jerusalem, who did he go to? He went to the king and he had requests. Like even when he was sent away with these letters. He was even sent away with soldiers. He was protected along the way. And he had letters to help him open the doors and go through all the territories that he needed to go through. Think of King Cyrus, like God saying, I have chosen King Cyrus. Like he will, flatten every mountains ahead so that King Cyrus can achieve the purpose that God had for him. Was King Cyrus a Christian? We don't know, but God had chosen him. So when you're walking with God or you're just beginning to walk with God, you have to be aware of how God works. But for you now as a child of God, what you need is intelligence, it's warfare, it's prayers, Think of Nehemiah. Before Nehemiah approached the king for help, he had to go into prayers and fasting. Before Queen Esther went and approached the king, she had to go into prayers and fasting. We know that Joseph walked with God, like Joseph loved God. He never stopped being a dreamer. So also for you now, as a Christian, walking with God, trusting God for divine help, trusting God for destiny helpers and destiny connectors, you know you need that politician's help, but zealous to rumeskia about that politician, oh my God, and that politician holds a key to open the door to your next level. You go into prayers and fasting before you approach that politician. You know that businessman, and that businessman, he doesn't hide it. He's crooked, he's mean, he's evil. He gets things done his own way. To him, like getting you out of his way is not nothing. And everyone knows that. But you need that businessman for your next level. So what do? You go into prayers and into fasting before approaching them. You have to arm yourself. You have to call down the favor of God, such that when you walk in and you walk in with your request, everything shall be given to you. Amen? Amen. So walk in confidence as a child of God and know that the wealth of the Gentiles, if you walk in truth and honest and righteousness with God, the wealth of the Gentiles will one day belong to you. Amen? Amen.